Hello everyone, welcome to Crochet. This is one of my many people squares. I'm going to get ready to show you how I make one of these. So get your crochet hook, a 3.5mm crochet hook, your scissors, your favorite cotton or acrylic yarn, and let's get started. Okay, so if you're going to make this square, you will need a flesh color. I'm using brown. You need a background color, two background colors. I'm using yellow and green. And you'll also need some white for this part, and then the border color and the hair color. So I have black, green, yellow, white, and brown. And I'm going to start with the brown. I know I posted a video earlier on about a month ago on how to make the Afro people square with the crown. This is following the same method. It's following the same method, but something happened with my video last time and the neck portion was left out of the video, so I'm going to make sure that's all included this time. So to start, get your flesh colored yarn, and I used to make a magic circle when I used to make these before, but now I do a chain 2 because I don't want my work to come undone. So I'm going to go and chain 2, starting with my 3.5mm crochet hook, and I'm going to chain 2, 1, 2, and then you're going to go into the second chain from the hook, and that's the center of your work, and you're going to make 6 single crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4. After you have completed your 6 single crochets, I always like to count to double check because, there's so many distractions around me. Sometimes I need to double check my numbers. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I have 6 single crochets. And when I first started making this pattern, I used to slip stitch to join, but that leaves a bump in your work. So now I'm going to do a seamless finish. So what you need to do is place your stitch marker into your sixth single crochet, because we're going to crochet in the round without joining until we get to round 5, I believe. So I'm going to mark my 6th single crochet, and now I'm going to start round 2. Round 2, you put 2 single crochets in every stitch all the way around. Okay, so we're going to do, and you want to go through both loops. Oh, I didn't close my stitch marker, which is basically an earring, but that's okay. So go through both loops. And crocheting on camera. There we go. Okay, so 1, 2. So you should have 12 stitches at the end of round 2. At the end of, 12 stitches. Because round 1 was 6 single crochets. Round 2 is 12 because we're just making a circle and you're doubling each stitch. Oh, see, I already made a mistake. I didn't put 2 in there. Make sure that you were putting the right amount of stitches in. 2 and 1, 2. Just take the stitch marker out for a second because this is the last doubling. 1, 2, and then I would mark the top because now we're going to make 2 stitches and then 1. So 2 single crochets 2 single crochets, 1 single crochet, 2 single crochets, 1 single crochet. Okay. So you should have 18 stitches at the end of this round. So I'm going to put 2. I'm going to mark it so I don't lose my way. Right, so I made 2 single crochets and 1 single crochet around the entire circle. I'm back at my stitch marker. So I'm going to start round, that's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, round 4. Round 4, we make 2 single crochets, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet. So I'm going to do that. So we are at the beginning of round 5. You've completed 2 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, and now you have 24 stitches. So to complete the neck portion, which is this, you are going to slip stitch to the first stitch of round 5, slip stitch, chain 3, double crochet into the same space as the chain 3, 2 double crochets in the next space, one double crochet in the next space, 2 double crochets in the next space, but now we are changing to our background color. So you're going to complete 1 double crochet, and then you're going to complete half of a double crochet because you're going to change to the white. So I've completed half my double crochet. Where are my scissors? I'm going to cut my yarn. I'm going to add my white now because we're going to do some slip stitching over the white. So I'm changing to the white. So you pick up your yarn because you've completed half of your work, half of your stitch, and you complete the rest of your stitch with your color change. So the next stitch after you've completed your color change, it's going to be like you're completing a circle normally. So we on round 4 had 2 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet. So for round 5, you're going to have 2 double crochet, 1, 2, sorry. And then you're going to continue the round like you would normally for circles. So 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, and 1 double crochet. And we're working in the back loops so that you can get that color pop, like the definition, because I find working through all the loops, it just doesn't give you that extra face pop. So continuing with round 5, you're just going to complete that sequence. 2 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 2 double crochet, sorry, and so 2 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, 1 double crochet, and you complete the sequence, and I will meet you at the end when you've completed round 5, and then I'll show you what to do. So we're at the end of round 5, sorry, and I have slip stitched to the end of round 5. Okay. Now, in order to start round 6, you need to find the end of round 5. So here it is. And you're going to count back 2 stitches, 1, 2 backwards, and attach your yarn here because we're going to make the shirt portion. So I'm going to grab my yarn, my green yarn to make my shirt with. And I'm going to chain 3. So I feel like my camera setup today is different, but it's okay. So 1, 2, 3. And you're going to go back into that same stitch and make a double crochet. Okay. And since we are now working on the squarey, I like to call it the squarey portion of our square. We're all done making circles. We're squaring off. So for the first corner, you're going to chain 3. Okay. And then you're going to go into the next space and make 2 double crochets. So 1, and 2. And we're working in the back loops because, like I said, it makes it look very nice. I like the texture it gives. So that is your first corner. And as I mentioned, I think I mentioned this before, but maybe I didn't. The chain 3 from the previous round counts as a stitch now. So the next stitch is going to be a half double crochet, yarn over, insert your hook, and you insert your hook into that chain 3 from the previous round, and you make a half double crochet. Okay. Next stitch is going to be single crochet, and we're going to work 1 single crochet. My camera setup is not great today, but it will be another day. We're just going to get through the video. There we go. Okay, so single crochet in the back loops, 1 single crochet in the next space, single crochet in the next space. So you should have 3 single crochet, another single crochet in the next space, and then you're going to work a half double crochet, and your next stitch is going to be, after the half double crochet, your next stitch is the double crochet because we're creating the corner. So 1 double crochet and another one in the same space, chain 3, and in the chain 3 in the back loop, double crochet, 1, and another double crochet, but you're going to complete this one halfway because you're changing to the yellow now. I'm going to tighten that thread because I haven't sewn my ends in yet. So you cut your yarn. Let's add the yellow for the rest of the background. Okay, so we're going to complete the stitch with the yellow. There we go. And we're going to complete the rest of the square. So that was a double crochet. The next stitch is a half double crochet. And then we're going to continue the sequence. So half double crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet, 1 single crochet for a total of 4. Half double crochet, 2 double crochet, chain 3, 2 double crochet again, and that's your third corner. So we're going to continue in the same sequence, until we get to the end, and I will meet you back at the end and show you. Okay, so we're at the end of round 6 and we have a square. Now I'm going to slip stitch to the top of the previous round, and then I'm going to cut my yarn and start with another color, which is going to be black, so that we have twins for our people square. So I'm going to slip stitch, and I'm going to fasten off, cut my yarn. Okay, and I'm going to pick up the black, and we're going to start round 7. We are back, and we're going to start round 7, and then we will work on the slip stitch portion of our square. So we're going to work on the border here. So we're going to make the border, I'm going to make it in half double crochet like I did in this one. So you can start anywhere. I like to start at the place that I finished at. So pick up your working yarn, which will be black, to match the other one. And it's a little bit different because the corners, we're not going to be chaining 3 to complete the corners. We're going to work the stitches in the corner. So you're going to make a stitch here, you're going to make a stitch here, and then you're going to increase here. We'll add 3 stitches, and then you'll work here and then here. Okay, so let's get started. So starting here, I'm going to attach my yarn here. I like to open this because I don't like the bump. Hold on. Okay, so I'm going to sew my ends in after because I don't like the chain finish. Okay, so you attach your yarn, and over here, and we're working half double crochet, so I'm going to start with a chain 2. Oh, what is going on? 1, 2. Okay, chain 2. Next stitch is going to be a half double crochet. So you pull through all loops. Next will be 1 half double crochet. Right, so you can see how that's going. And then we're going to put 3 half double crochets in this center stitch. 1, 2, 3. And we have our first corner. Next stitch, and I'm working in the back loops as usual. It's back loops for the rest of the pattern once you complete round 4. So I'm going to continue along here, and it's 1 single crochet and 1 half double crochet in each stitch until you get to the corner where you need to create your corner. So I'm going to go ahead and put half double crochets in each stitch. I am going to meet you at the end when I have completed all the way around, because you're completing the same sequence. 3 half double crochets into that center point, and you're going to put 3 half double crochet in this corner. You're going to put 3 half double crochet in this corner because we're just making the square. So I will come back at the end and show you exactly what it looks like. So I just wanted to show you because I'm a visual learner myself. So at each corner, when I get to the center point of the corner, I put 3 stitches in that corner. So 3 half double crochets in this corner so that we get some square happening, right? So that's the corner. And I'm just going to continue to the end till I get to that center point again and put 3 half double crochet in the corner and then half double crochet all the way to the end. So I'm at the end of the round, and I'm going to slip stitch with the chain 2 from the beginning of the round, not from the previous round, from the beginning. Okay, slip stitch, fasten off, and we're done squaring the square. We're finished. Now it's up to you and based on whatever you need, but you could stop here. If this is the image that you're after, you could stop here. This is why it's a people square. But because we want to create this image, we're going to continue now, and we're going to slip stitch the rest of the portion onto the square. And I'm going to show you how we do that. So we're going to slip stitch the curls onto the people square. So I'm going to put this aside, and I'm going to pick up my black yarn, and we're going to slip stitch it on. So like in my last video, the way that I complete always the hair and design on my people squares or my afro squares is I slip stitch the hair onto the image. I still haven't sewn in my ends. I do that at the end, but it's not too hard to complete. So I make a slip stitch. I make a slip knot. A slip knot. And you're going to grab the slip knot from the back of the work and pull it through to the front. So you insert your hook where you want to begin your first curl. I'm going to insert it here. This is where I'm going to start the curl. So you can see it's right there. So I'm going to grab my yarn from the back, tighten that up, and we're going to start slip stitching the curl. And you really have to, you should be patient with yourself because there's no rhyme or reason with it. You can create whatever image or type of curl you'd like, but for uniform curls, it's trial and error. So I'm going to just insert, I was saying in my last video, I like to put it through the needle. I like to put my hook through stable parts of the stitch. So into a double crochet post or into a single crochet post, never in between. Okay, so just 1 second, I'll be right back to show you how I slip stitch. So we're going to slip stitch the curls onto the hair, onto the image. I've already inserted my hook. I know you heard my dog yowling earlier. I just sent her out. Okay, and then you just slip stitch in a circle. So I like to do it like this. And I just take my time and I go around in a circle. And if I don't like the way it looks, I just pull it out and start again. But so far, I like the way it looks. I like where it's positioned. It's going to make a nice curl. And I just keep going. And I like to stop at the yellow to make the curl. Oh. And I just keep going around and I complete the outer part of the circle first. And then I just continue and I continue by I don't know how to say this, making the circle smaller. So I make a swirl, not smaller. I don't know if you can see that, but I have turned now. And I'm gonna go around here. So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay, so I just made my first curl. All right, I'm gonna cut the yarn and you can see it. And I'm going to speed up the video so you can see the rest. Okay, and I just take my sewing needle and pull that yarn piece to the back of the work. Let me grab my sewing needle. I should have been prepared with that, but I wasn't, and that's okay. Okay, so like that, I just pull it through to the back of the work so it doesn't get in the way. And we have our first curl. Ah, there's the first curl. Let's compare it to the other curl. Is it worthy? I think so. Great. Let's make another curl on camera so you can see. So once again, I get my black yarn. I make a slip knot long enough for me to sew in the end after. Okay, grab my yarn hook, place the slip knot behind my work, and I intend to grab the yarn from behind. So I insert my hook. Yeah, I'm going to insert it there because I think that's enough space for me to start another curl. It's not going to overlap. That's not the look I'm going for. Grab my yarn from behind, make sure it's tight, and pull it through. Let me see if that's really close, so you should be able to see. I hope the camera doesn't blur too much because I basically just zoomed in. But you'll be able to see how we make this curl. Okay. I have been making this people square, these afro squares for years. I am just getting comfortable with sharing my pattern, and I hope you enjoy it. See, sometimes you got to pull it out and start again. So I'm going to do that. And I'm just going to slip stitch to develop a circle, and then I fill in the circle. I just want to make sure that I'm on camera. I wanted to say thank you to my over 400 subscribers. Thank you very much for subscribing. I'm just going to start getting into the thrift and flip, and I will be including knitting and crocheting into these thrift and flips. So don't worry, I'm not giving up on crochet and knitting. I just need to do this for myself. The upcycling, it's something I love doing. So I'm continuing to slip stitch in a circle and create my curl carefully. And yeah, no two curls usually look the same, but this one turned out pretty similar to the other one. I don't know if you can see that. Turned out pretty neat. I'm going to cut it and pull the yarn through to the other side and make another one. Okay. Okay, so let's make another curl. One more on camera, and then we'll speed it up. I'm very new to this, making YouTube videos. I'm just going to get better as I go along. So please comment or let me know if there's anything that you'd like me to improve, or if there's anything that you'd like me to test out or try. Please leave it in the comments. I would love to hear it. And yeah. Okay, so I'm pulling this through, and I'm going to make the third curl, and then I'm going to stop the video because this is a busy time for me. I'm getting my children ready for their bedtime, so I can't continue with more of the video at this moment. But I'm going to keep slip stitching in a circle, and I'm just going to make the slip stitch, the circle, sorry, smaller and smaller. nope, I don't like that. I'm making it again. See? So it's good for you to, like I said, trial and error. You gotta keep practicing. And with practice, you will get the hang of it, and it gets easier and easier. Did I just do the same thing again? See, I wanted it shorter. There. There. Oh my goodness, what a time I'm having today crocheting on camera. All right, so I hope that you can see this all okay. And I am turning the circle, the corner of the circle. Come on. Sometimes I go to grab the yarn and you miss from behind. But anyways, let's continue making the circle. Continuing to make the circle. Oh, there we go. Last stitch. I'm gonna make one more stitch. Come on. There we go. Lovely. So that is our third curl. Is our third. So I'm going to start making the bang portion of this square. I'm going to start making the bang portion. I'm going to start on the outer edge and I'm going to work around and make a loop like that. So we're going to start on the outside and start making our bangs using the same slip stitch method. Don't worry about my dog, she's fine. You hear her complaining. I don't know, border collies get restless. That's all I can say. And yeah, I'm going to continue crocheting. They're very, very vocal border collies. So anyways, so I'm continuing to make my swirl, my bangs. Ah, but I keep pulling the yarn from the other work, and see, I don't want that. Who does that even belong to? There we go. All right, so I'm going to go down. I've made about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slip stitches until I get to the center, and then I'm just going to go around like that and swirl in. Okay, so I'm going to keep doing that and show you how it works out. And then I'm going to complete the other bang off camera, and then we'll be done. So that slip stitch. Now I'm going to slip stitch down the face. I'm going to slip stitch down the face and create my swirl. Sorry about that. So we're continuing to make the swirl, and I am almost done this video, man. Thank you for watching, despite all of the interruptions, but this is what creating as an entrepreneur and single mom is like. You got a lot of interruptions, but we're still gonna keep pushing. So I'm just going to continue to slip stitch in that swirly sort of circular motion. And then I'm going to complete one more so that she matches. Okay. Last one. Sorry, it can get a little funky trying to pull through and not pull through yarn from, see, it's happening. Not pull through the yarn that I'm fastening off or I'm sewing in. But I don't like to sew the ends in until I'm completely done. You just have to be mindful that you're not pulling through the yarn from your ends. All right, so that's my last. I'll make one more stitch and then, oh, see, one more. Is that one piece of yarn? No, it isn't. Oh my goodness. Okay. Sorry about that. It does get tangled sometimes. There we go. And I'm going to complete the last swirl or last curl off camera, and then I will show you my completed work when we get there. So I'm going to hide that on the other side. So we have one part of the bang. I'm going to make the other part there, and I'll show you when I get back. And there you have it. We have completed one additional people square with the curls. And you can see they're not identical, but this is something that I said, it's something that you have to play around with, but they're very similar. And thank you so much for watching my video. The videos are going to get better. We're going to keep creating with crochet and these afro and people squares, and also upcycling and thrifting and flipping. So we will be combining sewing with crochet, with knitting. We're going to do all the things because that's what I like to do. Okay, so thank you so much. If you haven't already, please subscribe because I'm going to be posting many more people squares and variations of this design. And yeah, just you'll be around for our fun and our shenanigans. Thanks again, and you have yourself a great day.